Today we're going to be teaching you how to make a simple balloon bouquet. Here you can see all of the materials that we're using: a foil balloon, some latex balloons in different sizes, some foil stars, some 260 balloons as well that are latex. We also have a sonic foil balloon since this arrangement is sonic. These are the supplies we will be using: an air pump, the high shine, which will give shine to the balloons, a manual air pump, as well as a balloon sizer. We start by inflating the sonic balloon with the manual air pump. Next, you're going to grab 2 latex balloons, which will be the base for the arrangement. You are going to put them through the balloon sizer. These specifically are 9 inches. We just do this so all the balloons in the bottom are the same size and it's even. Then we're going to press down on the balloons so it gives them the round shape, and you're going to tie them together. Then you're going to grab 2 more balloons and repeat this step, and you're going to intertwine the 2 and 2 together to make 4 balloons tied together. And then you're going to do 4 more balloons. You're going to do this as many times depending on the size of your bouquet. Next, you're going to grab a 260 balloon, tie it to the center of the 4 balloons, and now you're going to wrap this 260 balloon around those 4 balloons. That way it starts holding shape. Then you're going to put the additional 4 balloons that we already tied together and also pass the 260 balloon up and down and across, just so the balloons hold together. You can also use glue dots for this step, but we find it to be most sturdy when you pass a balloon back and forth throughout and then tie the end of that balloon to the middle, to the center of the top 4 balloons, just in case it doesn't get untied and the arrangement falls out together. As you see, now we're going to bounce it and they all stay in place.
Yeah.
One of the most important steps to a balloon bouquet is having some sort of weight in the bottom. The easiest way is just to use one of your regular 11-inch or 12-inch balloons. Fill it with water, not completely, just about halfway, about 5 inches wide. Then you're going to tie it. I like to tie it twice. And then using this same balloon, we're going to tie a 260 balloon to it and use that around the bottom of the bouquet. This is just going to work as a balance, so the balloon, even if there's wind, the bouquet will not fall over. You can do 1 to 2 of these depending on how big your bouquet is. This is a small bouquet, so we're just using 1 water balloon. Now we are inflating the number 6 foil balloon. We are using the manual air pump to fill it up. I also sometimes use the electric air pump, and I put a straw through the valve just so it fills up quickly, but in this case we are doing this manually. We continue to fill the balloon, and once it is done, you will use your fingers to massage the opening of just a couple times. This will help keep the air tight as possible, and that way that much air does not deflate the balloon. Then you're going to grab a 260 balloon, put it on the opening, wrap it around, and then make a knot. And this is what we're going to use to be able to tie the number 6 balloon to the rest of the bouquet. As you see, we placed the balloon first just to see where we wanted to lay exactly on the bouquet. And we use the same step, wrapping the 260 balloon around the bottom, the base of the bouquet, just back and forth around a couple balloons. And this way you don't have to worry about the number 6 going absolutely anywhere. Now we are making some small balloons that we're going to be tying together, and these are going to be used as fillers. These are 5-inch balloons. As you see, we inflate it, let air out, still deflate it a little bit more. We're going to tie it. We're going to squeeze them both ways. As you see, when you squeeze the balloon, it actually lets the shine out. You're going to fold the balloon kind of in half, use the center of the balloon to wrap it around, and that way it looks like two different balloons. We're going to repeat this step with another 5-inch latex balloon, and then we're going to intertwine them so it looks like 4 little balloons, when in reality it's just 2 balloons that they're each in half. Here you can see once again the balloon looks a little bit matte in some of the spots. Once it's squeezed, the shine comes right out. You can now grab whichever 260 of your color preference depending on the theme of your bouquet. In this case, we got a red 260 balloon. We're putting it around the area that we want to have it on the bouquet, on the number 6 in this scenario. We measure it and then we take it back out. We straighten it out, and we're going to now tie the 260 balloon just so the air doesn't deflate. It's easier to just tie it in your hands and then put it again around the number 6. You're going to repeat this step with as many balloons as you want to put. You may just want 2, 3, or 4 in different colors, different variations. That is completely up to you. We're going to continue filling the rest of our foil balloons. For this bouquet, we're doing stars. It's just what the client wanted. For Sonic, we're doing red stars, and we're also going to be doing gold stars. Once again, I am filling this up with the manual air pump. I do not use helium, as these stars will not be floating. They're going to be tied on the bouquet, and helium is not necessary. Once it's tied, you're going to do the same thing as with the number 6. Use a 260 balloon, wrap it around the opening of the balloon. You're going to tie it so it stays nice and tight. And then this is the way that we are going to add this to the bouquet without having to use any glue dots. And this is a great tip because you can just wrap it around a balloon, and if you don't like where it ended up being, you can just take it right out and then put it in another spot. Unlike with a glue dot, that once it's there, it's pretty much stuck. If you try to take it out, it's going to pop the balloon that you tied it to. As you see here, we just put it right around, and then you can move it as you'd like. You can move it to the other side of the bouquet, just take it right out. That's not a problem at all, and it's also not going anywhere unless you decide to untie it. Now we are just adding the filler balloons as well with the 260 balloons. We're using red as we're already using this for the bouquet, but you can also use any other color, as this you won't really be able to see because it is being tied to the base of the balloon. Since this is a blue balloon, the same thing happens with gold balloons and rose gold. You can't directly put a glue dot on the balloon because it won't stick if you're going to add another foil to it. So what you're going to do is grab clear tape. You're going to put a strip of it wherever your balloon is going to land that you're going to add to it. And then once you have that strip there, you're going to add your glue dot. As you see here, that's how we know where we want exactly the balloon to go, and that's where your glue dot is going to tie to. We're also going to be putting the clear tape on the foil balloon of the Sonic, and then once we stick them together, that is not going anywhere at all. It will not fall. But if you do not do it this way, there's a possibility that it might fall. This is just because of the dye that they use on the blue balloons. This also happens with gold, possibly with red balloons. Also, if you're using a silver balloon, you do not have this issue at all. You can just directly use the glue dot. In this case, these are glue dots. They're just a bigger size, and you could just do it, not have to worry about putting the clear tape. This is only because we're doing this with a blue foil balloon. Otherwise, you can skip this step. This next step just applies if you're doing a Sonic bouquet, because these are just gold rings that go with the theme of the bouquet. We're using a simple 260 gold balloon, a chrome gold balloon to be exact. Filling it up, you never fill it up to the full capacity because the balloon will pop. We're going to deflate it and then inflate it. This just helps the balloon actually get a little bit longer to the exact size that we need it in. And then we're going to tie it, and we're going to repeat the steps 3 times because we're making 3 rings. you are going to need two 12-inch balloons or 11-inch balloons of your color choice latex. For this next step, we're going to be making a cake balloon. Next, we grab a latex balloon, 11-inch, inflate it, deflate it a little bit until you get it to the size you want. You're going to then tie it, and then you're going to push inwards the opening of the balloon inside, and you're going to grab it by the other side of the balloon. In just a few minutes, you're going to see. First, you're going to make a knot, and then you're going to just push it through. You're going to repeat this step with the next latex balloon that's going to be a little bit bigger, depending. One's always going to be a smaller tier, one's going to be a larger tier. As you see, now we have our cake pretty much in form. We have the top tier and the bottom tier. We're just doing two. If for this case you could do as many as you want, that's fine. Now we're grabbing a 260 gold balloon, and we're going to put it in between both layers just so you can't see the whole bottom in between the two balloons. And then we're going to do a candle next. We're grabbing one of the balloon bunches that we did before. That was the 5-inch balloon that we folded in half with another, and we're putting that in the center. If this was for a girl, we would most likely make a flower balloon, and we would put that in the front. In this case, since it's for a boy, we're just putting like little bubbles. When you have the candle formed to the size of your preference and you have it already tied, you're going to grab some glue dots as well and put them in the bottom of the candle. And then from there, you're just going to put it right in the top where the little, it looks like a little donut hole of the top balloon, and then it'll stay up and it won't fall. Hold the candle for a few seconds once you put the glue dot, and this is how your cake should look like, more or less. It may be bigger or smaller depending on how much you inflate each layer that you're making. We also need to add some glue dots to the bottom of the bottom tier of the cake, and then you're going to place it wherever you want it on your balloon bouquet, wherever you have a little bit of space. This step is completely optional. You do not need to do the cake if you don't want to. Same thing for the gold rings. In this case, we're doing the gold rings, and we're adding some glue dots to them so we can tape them to the latex balloons. And this is the final result. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe for more videos. Thank you.